Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Gemini channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to this channel, I'm going to do a general message for Gemini. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. But know that the message tends to always go to the person that needs to hear the message. We're magnets of who and what we need. So that goes to to explain about my channel, that my channel is not, doesn't just talk about what your person did do, what they're going to do. We look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play it as karmic themes so that you can see a different perception to your situation. Because what is healing? Healing is to be able to see a different perception of your situation. But through being able to see a different perception, you're able to see how you contributed to the imbalances in your situation and what you need to do to transcend the situation and really transcend the limitations of your mind. Because when you're dealing with the karmic, over time, they make us feel a certain way. They deliberately try to do that a lot of times too. Karmic will always try to take you off your path. See, no one can take what's yours, but a lot of times we get ourselves into karmic situations where we unconsciously give up what's ours. And that's because we have certain people in our lives, and certain people in our lives cause certain events to happen. And so then we don't have control over the environment. And so everything is about learning. Everything is about keeping you on your path to really uncovering your God-given energy, which is unconditional love, the same energy as the universe, the same energy as God, source. See, we're all connected to each other through this energy, and we can feel it through empathy. We can feel it through sensitivity. So again, the universe's job is to bring us the ideal situations to help us heal. So that's why I like to do these readings. Now, obviously, the reading is going to be longer because there's a therapy style to it. It's not just, again, what your person did do, what they're going to do. A lot of times we don't understand why they do what they do. That's what messes us up, or we get triggered over what they do, and that makes us react. And that is why they're called karmic. Because when you react, that's what creates the whole karma, I should say. All right. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card. And the second card that I pull out lately, but normally it's only on the first card out, but you don't only have to write, again, the first word. You don't have to write both words. But lately, as I said, I've been taking cards from two different decks. All right. First card out is disappointment. And tactlessness. Well, I feel like you were connected to a past life karmic mate that you saw at one time as your like soulmate twin flame, like someone that was like a divine counterpart. And this person, they played a lot of games. They played a lot of games, but that's not really what bothers you. The talking to other people and just having reckless behavior, doing drugs or drinking too much, just again, avoidant behavior that come out like through this person's like habits. And like I said, talking to a lot of other people. But it's the fact that they stayed away from you for so long. I feel like because they stonewalled you, that there's a part of you that's like, you didn't care what was going on in my life. You didn't care anything. It was not about the connection anymore. It was about winning, winning at all costs. And that's why, again, you feel like, again, this person's tacky because there's an anger, there's a bitterness where almost like you feel like this person wants to punish you. So they're showing you something about them. And again, you're seeing this person through a different perception, which is kind of like breaking that karmic cord that I feel like you had with somebody. So this person definitely feels you moving away. And so, and this person knows why you're moving away. And I just feel like, you are disappointed. So there is still a part of you that's holding on to this person, doesn't understand why they did what they did, doesn't understand why they didn't come back, doesn't understand why they didn't fix anything. That's again the stonewalling and the not fixing, the no apologizing. All right. So let's see. Lies. It's like this person never told you the truth. You felt like they were always lying to you. I feel like when you met this person, they said they were single, they weren't single. I feel like you like everything about this person. They pretended to have a lot of money, they don't. They pretended to, you know, uh, be very established in their career, they're not. So like you were kept in the dark about everything about this person's real life. They showed you a persona of who they are. So everything was a lie. And so including what you feel like, did you even really have feelings for me? Yeah, like this person had like a lot of unresolved trauma and it was obvious because they brought it into this connection. So I feel like they never really let you in. And I feel like they took it out on you and they didn't mean to. They projected a lot of their trauma. And that's because that again, disappointment, this person like is on a low vibration. They have a disappointment about themselves. There's parts of this person that they don't like. Because again, tactlessness is this low vibration, this heavy energy. Tactlessness, when we're thinking about character, we're thinking about someone that lies, someone that cheats, someone that's very selfish, someone that um again, like you don't know who you're dealing with. And that's really how the trauma like played out. It's like you're trying to love this person, but this person doesn't love themselves. And you feel like what they would do is they would try to make you jealous. Like they never 100% let go of the past person. So this person, when they were with their their person from previous before you, it's not like they really showed emotion or they cared. Again, they're not together for a reason. It was because they didn't treat them very well. So understand your person does that because there's almost like they're more comfortable. And they're more comfortable because at this point, the connection with the past lover, past connection, like has destroyed because this person is tacky. When it means tacky, it means that they cheat with multiple partners, they lie, they're the lowest of low energy. And so like you don't know who you're dealing with at all. There's someone that lives in total double life, and it's because of their trauma. And so again, you're trying to love this person, and again, it triggers them. It triggers them. They don't want to, again, it's like it's a feeling of abandonment. That's where the trauma comes from. So there's the chance of a past lover abandoning them. Well, the relationship is already over. And it's because this person abandoned them when they were in the relationship. They have avoidant behavior, they're not consistent. So, there's no chance of them getting back together. So it's like now they can display how much they care. Now they can display, like, again, oh, what a great person you are. But when they were in a relationship with this person, they weren't being treated any better than how they're treating you. And it's because they have an intimacy issue. So they're not transparent. They create illusions. So no one knows who they're actually in a connection with. They're in a connection with whoever that person needs to be for that moment. That's a person that lives in survival mode. And the person that lives in survival mode over time, if that's all that there was, and the trauma was that severe, well, again, they learn to survive by being a chameleon. But no one can stay a chameleon. What happens is that the person will do it for a certain amount of time until they feel like that they have you, that you're comfortable, that you're not going to leave them, that you're emotionally connected to them, and that's when they check out. So understand this person also has a display to their past lover because they're not doing anything to emotionally make you feel like, well, let me like display some of affection to you because you're open to me. No, this person isn't open to you. They say one thing and they do another, but then they'll display affection to a past lover. And obviously, they know that that's going to trigger jealousy. They know that that's going to make you feel insecure. So again, this person, trauma, like plays out like that, but it's almost like a win-win for this person because they have avoidant behavior. And it's their way of not feeling guilty with the past karmic. Realize if they're like kidding around and flirty and look, I'm a nice guy. I'm really not that person. We're friends now. It's like they can put it in their head as if I'm not a bad person. I'm still friends, but it's like the karmic knows exactly who they are. And it's not even the karmic. I don't even want to call them the karmic because I feel like the person that's connected to you is the karmic. So the previous person before you knows exactly who they are. They found out the same way that you're finding out. All right. Let's see. Anger. I feel like this person is angry because I feel like you didn't tolerate it. I also feel like when a person has held on to trauma for so long, the energy is angry. And it's angry because life doesn't work. And also because you can't walk around hating who you are, lying who you are, creating facades of who you want people to perceive that you are, and then again pretending to fall in love just to get comfortable, just to have the other person get comfortable. For you not to really even have built the emotional connection is betrayal. That's what it feels like. Now, understand this person has an intimacy issue, a trust issue. So I feel like they're led by passion. They're led by their desire, but attraction and is what makes this person actually like come forth and really pursue the relationship. But once they're in the relationship, you said, then you're seeing all this tacky behavior. You're seeing again that they're going to go out of their way to be extra nice to a past lover that you already know that relationship didn't work out. But just to make you angry. Just to make you angry. But meanwhile, it's making that karmic angry too, because that past person, like I said, I don't think that again, that person that they were connected to was karmic. I feel like the trauma, however, did affect that previous person. And like the same way that being around them, it would affect you because this person just projects everything. So what it is that you're seeing this person in a totally different light. You're seeing them in a totally different light, like again, disappointment. And so again, the trust is really what got ruined in this. And that's because they lied. They lied. You don't know who they are. And so this person doesn't really know who they are, but they don't like who they are. And they, you know, because they don't like who they are, it doesn't feel good to be in your body to not like yourself. You know, what that feels like every time you meet people. Well, you feel inadequate every time you have to go up and try to achieve something and feel inadequate. Like you're always waiting for the shoe to drop. You feel that there's something wrong with you. You know, this person like doesn't work on themselves. What they do is they escape. And so the alcoholic behavior, which explains why this person's able to be a chameleon, and they really haven't, they never really even created themselves. You know, like I said, tactlessness usually doesn't just come about from person like acquiring traits like that. It's that they're taught that. So they're brought up in a home that's very prejudiced. It's again very narrow-minded, not cultured. So very prejudiced could be women don't have the same rights even if your skin color is different. You know, again, I'm not saying that that's what they think, but that was the environment that they grew up in. So they're not far behind. You know what I mean? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It's because this person hasn't gone out into the world and discovered uh new perceptions, like hasn't discovered new worlds. I was going to say like new cultures, new, just when you go out into the world, you interact with all the different people in the world and you learn about the different cultures and you learn about the different rituals and the different, like, and you get an idea and a sense of who you are. It's like this person doesn't know who they are. They grew up in an environment that was tactlessness. Well, then there's addiction. There was addiction, so they inherited addiction. And really, they can't trust themselves because people that, again, don't show up and are avoidant because, again, of their addictions are always a disappointment. Really, they're always a disappointment, and it's because of the trauma. So that's what your life would be like. It's almost like this person just couldn't get out of their own way. And it's because, again, the feeling of lack, but it's not just within money, it's lack is a state of mind, right? Money has no energy except for the energy that we give it. So this person feels like there's something wrong with them. They don't have enough. They're not good enough. Like, so they're looking for the answer outside of them. There is someone that their possessions for a long time meant a lot to them. This is how this person, like, they hid behind the material because they don't have an identity. It's again, and I say that because this person's an alcoholic or a drug addict. They don't like what they see, but that's not their identity, what they see. Those are experiences that they've lived that were created by the environment, mainly, not even from this person. And this person wasn't coming from their true self, their higher self. They were coming from a place of tactlessness. Well, we're talking about just a low energy, a selfish energy. So again, that's where the lack comes from. Don't realize that it's really a state of mind. So you're going to see a lot of insecure behaviorisms here. Doesn't mean that they're not going to overcompensate and act self-righteous, again, to try to give you the perception that they don't care. And that's the mask. That's not why the person's doing what they're doing. I mean, You have to understand why they do what they do. And it's really all about the karmic contracts. I mean, this person has addictions. They don't show up. And so being in a connection with this person, you wouldn't be happy. But they understand they also have, like, being that they are so fragmented because they don't like who they are, they don't believe that anyone else can like who they are. So there will be a need for control. And so what happens is when you get into a connection with a person like that, it's like they weave themselves into every area of your life because they don't have a life. And part of it is to control. They have trust issues, but they don't trust themselves, so they can't trust you. But when it shows up as trust, as abandonment. So again, I'm going to show you that I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem showing feeling. This is the card I meant to hold up. Like I can have a relationship where people see that I'm affectionate and I'm loving, and you only perceive that I'm not that way. No, 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 no. They're not that way with you. It's not your imagination. It's like it's a way of gaslighting. And it's like this person has fear of change. And that's even including like the way that they think. Um, they feel inadequate. So they don't, there's a sense of trying to be like perfect. But we say, where does perfectionism come from? It comes from shame. It comes from feeling inadequate. It comes from those energies. So this person is so busy trying to create the facade of who they perceive you would like or what they perceive is successful, but they're not taking the time to create a bond with you. They're not, caring then about you because it's the emotional bond that builds trust, builds intimacy. This person has trust issues, but they're the one that does all the betrayal. They're the ones that, like I said, have the tacky energy because of past trauma that continues to play out. And that's again because they don't heal it. It's like they choose to stay the victim. And so money problems will always occur, not because lack is really a state of mind, but like it's simply saying, money has no energy except for the energy that you give it. So if you're like happy and you're doing what you love, then it flows. This person, I feel like they might have made money, but a lot of the way that they made money was like underhanded. Like, maybe they didn't pay their taxes or they did something that like is just again brings the energy down, like a low vibe. Like, why wouldn't you pay your taxes if you had a very lucrative business? Because you wanted to be greedy. Greedy is tacky. It's a lower energy. But why else are you doing it? You're also doing it because you don't really believe that you can have that much money. I mean, you could actually create that much money in your life if you lived in spiritual alignment, if you have a successful business and still pay your taxes. But this person like hid behind their material gain, like I said, their material stuff to help give the illusion of who they wanted you to perceive that they are. But it's again, the money comes and goes. It's all about this person manipulating. Money has to come and go because it's an energy, it flows. But when the person's trying to manipulate the situation, then we see that just trying to like gaslight you but there was a feeling obviously that this person wasn't coming through. They could have said one thing, but like I said, the feeling is that like when you have a connection with someone, you can tell when someone's lying, when someone's not there, when someone's not showing up. It's like, but I believe that again, this person wanted you to perceive that the issue was you. Again, I don't have a problem showing emotion. Like I can have that, but they're always the victim. But what's underneath it is, like I said, is anger, because really at the end of the day, what the problem is always like a lack of, you know, a lack of money because of their their tacky energy. So they can gain money, but they lose it. So we see again how this negative energy is playing out through this person's life, how they're connected to you. Now, when we ask about you, there is anxiety, but if this person doesn't like who they are, they don't really believe that you can like them. And that is what the original problem was. You know, and everything that they hear from you, they see it as criticism. Like, you can't really have a conversation with this person to tell them what you feel. Because again, they feel so inadequate that everything that they hear is like you're insulting them on how they're doing it. It's like very like narcissistic energy. Like that they'll turn around and say, "Oh, I make you feel that way." It's like, or where they know that they do things to make you feel that way. Um, and also because of the criticism, they tend to like, you know, stay away for long periods of time until they feel like, time has passed and you're not really going to remember all the details of the situation. So again, they're realizing that that's abandonment, because I feel like, again, they're sitting in a place where they actually feel abandoned right now. And so again, it all comes back down to like the feeling of rejection. The irony is that this person almost made you feel rejected, because they're like, they have this connection, but they're not giving you anything. Well, I don't think that this person is really aware of how they come across. Karmic contracts usually mean that the person's usually unaware. They're coming from the place of survival. They're coming from that karmic program. And the karmic program is, again, rejection, feeling like, again, one's going to abandon them, when really they're the ones that abandon themselves because they drink. So again, the issue is the core belief, and the core belief is lack. Like, this person doesn't have enough. And so when a person is, again, always coming from a place of lack, they don't know who they are, because no one's lack. So of course there's going to be fear of change. So they have to be in control of everything. But this person isn't going to display that. They're going to create the illusion that they are of sound body, mind, and spirit. And so they're going to be really flirty with a past lover. It's just manipulation. That's all that it is. And it's because this connection is a very deep connection. It's a past life connection. So it's, again, they know that they can't hide anything from you. And that makes them feel very uncomfortable. This person gets jealous, and they're afraid that you're going to leave. So what do? They try to create jealousy within you, so that you're so busy chasing after them, or worried that they're going to leave, that you're not looking to meet someone else. Like, there's an illusion, if they make you feel safe, that once they make you feel safe, that you're not going to stay, which, again, that's not. This person takes the risks. They're the person that sabotages, because they have a lot of bad habits. Their bad habits, again, one of them is the addictions. And also, again, paranoid, which is because they've been abandoned. So they automatically are like assuming that no one's going to stay because they don't like who they are. So they need to be the one that's in control. And they project a lot of their wounds onto you, which we saw that already. And it's because this person's imbalanced and because they've never healed. They've gone from one relationship into another relationship into another relationship, and all they do is bring the accumulated karma with them. That's what they do. And that's why at this point they would wind up in a karmic contract with you. A karmic contract is that you've been doing this pattern, been stuck in this pattern for many, many, many lifetimes with this person, of your bad habits and the avoidance and just staying in balance, that it's distorting your perceptions to the fact that they're paranoid. And so they have to make you paranoid by making you jealous. But meanwhile, they have trust issues, but they're the ones that really, can't be trusted. And it's because of what they feel about themselves. And so when a person feels that bad about themselves, understand, then energy is low. Because understand, not being connected to your physical body and being up in your head all the time. Your mind is always looking for the answers. It's always going, it's creating a lot of emotions. And those emotions change your body chemistry. You're dumping hormones into your bloodstream. And, then we become desperate for a little like dopamine hit, right? I mean, that's when we'll go out shopping or we'll go out and do something. Again, that's this person. They lose themselves in the addiction, in that behavior because they don't like who they are. And so, because they're always getting triggered, because their thoughts are always going. And if you would be attached to them, they would make you that way because you can't trust them. That's what we see here. So let's see, what are they going to do? Let's see what they're going to do. This is a different deck, as you can see. All right, let's see. So right now they're taking time out to be on their own, to try and regroup. I feel like they're going inward, and I feel like because they keep reliving the same experiences over and over and over again. So what it really is, it's like they do have feelings of passion, but it's like because of all the fighting or just the difficulty within the connection, because this person's very imbalanced, I feel like there's flickering passion. So again, sometimes the feelings feel like as if they're coming and going. This person, I feel like they are going to come back into your life. But Spirit's saying like they're gonna like omit certain information. You have to be very clear with boundaries because it's like this person wants to come back. You see the hearts, right? But it's between the lines. Uncover the truth carefully and write your own ending. Expose, divulgence, and create. So like this person might like want to date you and date other people and not really be open about that. But and again, get you all comfortable, have you come into their life and get you, all comfortable, like, and then turn into who they really are, and they wouldn't care. So where Spirit's saying, like, again, this person like is all about the addictions. They're always looking for a dopamine hit. So if they're looking to move things real fast with you, it's just going to die out fast because it's going to be just based on passion. And it's because this person like this is like it's because this person needs boundaries. Like I said, look, like the Spirit says, you'll be like entangled in their mess. Like, and their mess is again just wanting to dominate, wanting to control. That their mess is the way that they live their life. It's like, and they do rack up karma. They just tend to avoid it. And then other people have to like pay for that karma, where you would get entangled in their life, whatever issues are going on in their life. And we're really spirit saying it's like you have to establish and communicate your own boundaries, like really like demand, like be like you're gonna have to be strict because this person doesn't really want to have boundaries, but it doesn't matter. This is your life. Where again, like it's like I feel like you're you have too much fear around the situation. This person like already knows how they're going to come in. I feel like do they have fear that it might not work? A little bit because they're unclear of like of how you're going to react, but really spirit saying this person is hoping that when they come in and again get you in this energy that you're going to like not really see what's happening. You're going to try and like build on your emotions so that things are really unclear. And like, so if things are unclear, well, then you won't leave them, that you'll stay in a connection with them when we really, and like they don't really know what they want. They might then change the rules again and making it extremely difficult. Like I said, just a hard climb, like too many issues that they create to deal with, like over nothing because they want to struggle. Like you're in a power struggle with them. And that's what you see. You're like the person beneath it all is they're just controlling. They're controlling where it's like you can't trust them. That's what it feels like. You're like you're hiding things. Again, that's what it feels like. These two cards are like literally the same. Hidden thorns look beyond romance to discern true intentions and read between, beware of hidden intentions and underlining motives. So it's again the same thing because it's again controlling, and it's not because this person doesn't have feelings for you. It's because they have feelings for you, but if they're going to let you in their life, they only know how to let people in their life through their codependent, controlling ways. And what you know is that they're wounded underneath. So they have a habit of projecting their pain, their wounds onto you, and they don't see that right away. So where are you while this is going on? You know, you're the one that's dealing with it, and this person's going to like check out because again, they don't, you know, they don't want to deal with who they are, and that's why I'm saying it's like they want you to be head over heels, you know, but almost swept away. Where spirit's saying no, it's like you gotta like see that it's like you gotta create barriers. You have to like again like keep those barriers that were created from the past because this person has hurt you. It's like they have to be patient. They have to display that they're ready to protect you, that they want the relationship to grow, that they need to ensure that to you. It's like before they can again like come in and really like come in fast and have you swept away romantically so that the lines are blurred so that you really don't know what their intention is, which means that you're giving up your power. Really, that's why Spirit's saying, well, it's a prickly defense. You have to be careful. You have to create barriers because this person, like from the past, you know, did things. You can't just you know, pretend that they didn't happen. They showed you who they are again. And there's a part of this person that needs to ensure, look, these words, ensure, protect, grow. Those three things, they have to come in and do those things to fix the connection, and what you see is that they don't really want to do all that. We'll see whether they'll do it, but it's like a lot of times they don't want to do it. Like if they're coming in like not the correct way. Please be patient with me. This person will say, I am intimidated by you. It's again, anything's going to intimidate this person because again, because they feel inadequate, because of that. So there's nothing that you can do like with that. So then, and so Spirit says no, like again, they wouldn't want to be in like a one-sided connection. It's like, it's not that this person doesn't have feelings, but this is the way that they know how to be in a connection. It's very codependent, and the codependent where they really only think about their own needs. There's someone that's very selfish, but they tend to have an act of being able to have people come into their life and try to make it work. When, you came into their life, it seemed like there was too much of a power struggle. And I believe that is because you're on a higher vibration. This person's not on a higher vibration. So it's again, this person always like will need to take time. It's a like one-sided connection. That it's not that they don't have feelings for you, but there is a sense like that they know that they're not good enough for you. They can't really give you what you want. And that's because of them, because they feel like they're the ones that are not good enough. But do they have feelings? It's like they feel bad for the way that they treated you, but they were never looking for this to turn into a real connection because they don't normally have it. So they thought that it was just a fling. So it's like, and so this person always comes back to, I'm not ready. And then they get stuck in a place of victim, like, well, I feel like I ruined everything. When really, down deep inside, if you're in a relationship with this person, you know it, and they know it, that they would just be jealous and possessive. And that's because of the lack they feel inside of them. So what Spirit is saying is, yeah, they're going to come back, but the only way that they know how to come back is the way that they are. And they haven't done any healing. So the best that you can say is, why did I attract this person into my life? Because really, Spirit said, we explain why this person's the way that they are. It has nothing to do with you. It's their own psychological and emotional wounds that they haven't healed. And it's how it plays out in their connection with you. But you're still a mirror of what comes into your life. So, there's every connection, there's a reason. We have to understand what is that reason so that we can transcend the limitations of our own mind. What was the whole point? What was the spiritual lesson? Because through the lesson, we can see how we contributed to the imbalances within the situations, how we allowed our energy to be a match. Why was it a match? Especially if we say, well, I don't display those same behaviorisms. I'm not tacky. I don't like go on, I'm underhanded and only think about myself. I don't do that. But again, there's only two energies, love and fear. So tactlessness, like I said, tends to display those like lower energies, such as, stealing, cheating, like just real slimy energy where you can be just someone that's insecure. And so like those two energies, love, fear, that would fall, both categories fall into a place of fear. So here it is, you just have a low self-esteem and you're going to attract someone that's tacky. You're someone that doesn't really feel that comfortable dating. You're not strong within yourself. And you're going to attract that. Someone that lies, that pretends that that's what they want. And so Spirit says, well, you can learn, so you can see what you do to like contribute those, to the imbalances in your life. That's what you have to do. Otherwise, it doesn't work, you know. That's what you know. First card out, neglect. Second card out, shame. Third card out, isolation. Fourth card out, laughter. Love. And innocence. Well, whenever we see, again, like shame and neglect, again, we see feelings of not good enough, unworthy, psychological damage, where one feels that they're not loved, being taught that love is transactional, that love is not unconditional love, and that stole your innocence. Because when you're taught that as a child, that love is transactional, then you become afraid to like really be who you are in fear that you're going to be rejected. And so I feel like you didn't have much support, went into isolation when you needed to heal something. You didn't have family that supported you. Again, you were neglected. And so I feel like that took your happiness away. That there was a lack of laughter and there was a lack of joy. It was hard for you to be optimistic, obviously. You tried to be optimistic. And so what Spirit says is that your second chakra was affected, and that's second chakra is the the emotional center. Well, it's again, the element is water and it's all about like flowing, right? It's where our bladder is, it's where our birthing center is. And so water represents going with the flow of life. That second chakra represents our individuality, who we perceive that we are when we look into the mirror. So Spirit said, who you perceive you are was fragmented due to being shamed, due to, again, the innocence being gone, due to, again, being neglected and feeling unloved. Spirit says, but you can't go back in time. So going into isolation, help you meditate, help you go deep to find what brought you joy, what brings you happiness, because that's really part of your second chakra. And now it's to ground it, to be optimistic and to ground it, because understand you're holding on to energies of the past where you were neglected. It's not like you weren't. You were shamed. So you were made to feel bad. You were made to feel inadequate. You were made to feel these ways. You embodied that consciousness. This person then comes into your life and makes you feel the same exact way. Well, Spirit said it's about you giving yourself love and about creating a new identity for yourself, that's not your identity. Sometimes we go through experiences that are traumatic and they become our identity. We wear those experiences like armor, like as if they're going to protect us, and that's not what it does. It actually cuts you off, where Spirit says if you want to heal from it, it's like you have to again get into the flow of the universe, get into the flow like of the universe by you grounding yourself, by you getting to a place where you're have peace of mind, where you are again vibrating at the vibration of unconditional love, just happy. And the way that you do that is again to be optimistic and put yourself in out there into the things that you love to do. Find what you love to do because it's like you two don't really have enough of an identity, and that would be because you didn't grow up with support, with guidance, with love. So you had to figure things out as a child. You were in survival mind. You weren't in the creative mind saying, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? What's going to bring me joy? No, you were more concerned about it's survival. And so Spirit's saying, well, now it's about giving yourself unconditional love by becoming what you love. That's how you get into the flow of the universe, because the universe is unconditional love. And that's what you need to do. It's you have always had a gift for being optimistic, but now you really need to call on it. It's again, don't neglect yourself. It's not about being in isolation now. It's because you know what to do. Spirit says it's about connecting to other people to help you because you are supported, you are loved. It's to help you reparent so that you can integrate the spiritual lesson because this person, Mike, isn't coming in with anything good. I feel like the only reason why they're coming in is it's because they feel like your energy is like slowly leaving them behind. And, as long as they don't give you anything, well, that's what would happen. So it's almost like this person wants to come in, and in their mind, I believe that they think that they do have love for you, but it's not the way that it would be a toxic connection because they haven't done any healing. So we'll say that they do have those feelings, and in their mind, they really believe it, but they're so fragmented that it wouldn't be healthy. And where Spirit's saying is you don't want to depend on that type of energy. It's like because they're not healed. They wouldn't be able to bring anything to the table which support security. You don't want to like feel neglected again because this person wants you to help them. Spirit says no, it's about you transforming, turning your fears into strengths as you step into your power and creating the profound change in your life is what Spirit is saying. It's about going into uncharted waters, which is just like where Spirit says, how about you evoke your curiosity to discover the new aspects of life? Venture with confidence. It's like it's time to recreate like a new a new a new reality for yourself, and that can happen, and it's beyond the illusions, okay, beyond the illusions that like discern the truth between fear. Like you were living like imbalanced, and you wouldn't know that you were living in balance you weren't if you were balanced, where Spirit's saying you had to go through this situation to transform. And then it's about going into uncharted waters, going into the unknown, so that you can again quantum jump beyond the illusions of what you've been taught. It's about to helping you to again empower your soul to acknowledge what you have already come through, but also like to discern what it is that you really, really, really want. And that, yes, you are going to be like come into challenges with people that are going to, that they're placed in your life to help you spiritually evolve. So again, to rise above. And to help again, you see beyond your immediate fears, get more insight, elevate your perspectives. So it's again, that's why it was to see a different perspective of your situation that Yes, you grew up in an environment where you weren't nurtured, you were neglected, it felt like you were abandoned. But what Spirit is saying is we can't go back in time, but you can again transmute those experiences by first seeing the experience differently and then seeing yourself differently today, which is why you had to go through these this experience. You had to in order to help you uh really be able to be clear so that you can venture into a new phase of life, really, because that's what Spirit's saying. It's like, listen, it's at the end of the day, like rising above to like transformation does, but really is so that you can go into those, again, uncharted waters to see beyond the illusions of just what everyone has taught you about the perceptions about yourself and everything around you. It's like when you venture out into the world, it changes you. It changes your perception. Where Spirit's saying, this was to help you heal. This was to help you fully transmute any old energy that would potentially block you in this new phase of life, is what Spirit is saying. And we end off with one last card, which is inner beauty. Open the eyes of your heart and direct your gaze on the light within every being. Personally and physically, appearance are in the images of man. Beauty and goodness are in the image of God. So Spirit is saying, it's not so much to get caught up in the external. And I'm thinking you were attached to someone that the energy opened up with tactlessness. That's someone that's pretty ugly inside. That's someone that is, again, is in their lower energies. And so a karmic that is in their lower energies is only going to bring bad energy into your life. It's like being around, like, again, rotten fruit. When you put rotten fruit next to like good fruit that hasn't gone bad yet, it turns bad. Like the fruit doesn't need to be there. The rotten fruit doesn't need to be there for days, only a matter of hours before that uh, healthy fruit, fruit that's ready to eat and isn't rotten, becomes rotten. So what Spirit's saying is like, you got to look way beyond the physical appearance. There was a lot of physical attraction in this connection. There was passion in this connection. However, the feeling, of this connection really needed to transcend beyond just the physical attraction. And that's why Spirit's saying it's like it's about the goodness, like that people display. And if their character is in alignment with God's energy, which is the energy of love, unconditional love. So when a person's displaying those energies, they can display forgiveness, they can display patience, they can display, like, again, courage. And that's the opposite of this person's energy, which is tactlessness. It's again lower energy. So, and really, they'll try and come back into your life, and things would just still be the same. I mean, you think because time went by and they can create the illusion because this is what they did before to act as if they fully changed, only to find out that they haven't changed at all. So that's why Spirit's saying it's like you got to look past their inner beauty. Like you have to look past their outer beauty. And it's more about the inner beauty, what this person's inside, what anyone's like. That's how you can read a person, whether they're a good person or not, is are they in alignment with the laws of God, the laws of nature, the laws of the universe? They're all the same thing, so you're in alignment when you are in alignment with those things, because again, it's all one thing, but the laws are all the same and there's hundreds of them. But every law doesn't just honor yourself, it's what's best for everyone involved. It's just in the appropriate energy. It's not that we have to victimize ourselves or betray us or give up what we want in order to be seen as good. It's that we're allowed to actually be our true, authentic self. We're supposed to be. This person will never have a good relationship as long as they continue to create facades. I'm going to leave that there, Gemini. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.